So these are the gentlemen we apprehended. Got the complaint from Mr. Farkan. Enkole baddezeewo nga bana Uganda bagenda ne balimba abantu bettera okuyita ba investor abaagala okuleeta sente zaabwe mu ggwanga lyaffe, nga bano bayitira mu nkola ey'okugamba nti bakolera gavumenti ate waliwo contracts zebalina gavumenti zerina zegabidde kampuni zino ate nga contracts ezo za bukadde na bukadde bwa $. Olwaleero tuli wano tuludde nga tunoonyeza ku nsonga zino, emisango mingi naye egyo emisango gye tubadde tufuna zaali zitutuukira ng'abantu olwedde bababbyeko sente zaabwe. Sente bazibba nga bayitira mu balooya, bakozesa ebizimbe gavumenti werina enkolera zaayo, oluusi ne bakolagana n'abakozi mu bbanka ne bamenya amateeka agakulira engeri sente ziyingira mu ggwanga lyaffe kuba ebweru bwe birina okukwatibwamu. So leero tulina mwami Farkan Gumran, ye ensonga ye yagikuteko mu ngeri endala. Bano ababbi be bamutukidde ne bamugamba waliwo contract, nga bamugamba tugenda kusinkana ku palamenti, bamuweereza ebiwandiiko nga biraga nti bali bakolera mu ofisi ya president mu special contracts committee, naye nga engeri gye bagamba omusinkana bakyukakyuka. Leero bagamba palamenti, olulala bagamba tugenda kusinkana wali, meeting ya Monday bagikyusa ku Tuesday, n'afunamu okutya n'agamba akanebuuzeko ku bemmanyi mu Uganda. N'atukira omuntu omu n'amulagira n'amugamba agenda ku State House Anti-Corruption Unit. We yatulaze empapula ze bali bamuweereza ne tutegererawo nti ze mpapula njingirire si ntuufu, ne tumugamba ojja kweyongera ng'obalaga nti tolina ky'omanyi tusobole okukola ki obakwata. Neera kye twakoze bano abaami ne tubakwata jjo nga batudde ne mwami Gumran nga bamugamba nti bamuwadde contract ya bukadde bwa $4 obwa kusupplyinga AdBlue. AdBlue chemical gye bayongera mu mafuta okukendeeza ku omukka ogwonoona obutonde bw'ensi. So bano abaami tubakutte, tugenda bateekako emisango egy'okujingira ebipapula ebiraga nti bivudde mu gavumenti n'okweteekawo ng'abakozi ba gavumenti ate nga tebakolera gavumenti. Tusuubira mu bbanga etasukka essaawa 48 titujja kuba tuba tutte mu kooti bawoze egyo emisango. Mwebale. Aha Towers Nakasero kumpi ne Wandegea mabega wa Public Service Ministry. Zirudde zibaddewo, twagala ne tukose n'akaseera kano tuteekeyo gundi tubasabe mutuyambe ekigambo mukiteekeyo mu bantu abatuwuliriza. Tulina omwami Ssekidde Godfrey Lubowa, ekifaananyi kiri awo, tuludde nga tumunoonya. Ssekidde Godfrey Lubowa yeeyita Major General wa UPDF, nga mu UPDF takolangayo. Yalimba kampuni ya Sadari Limited eve Kenya n'ababbako emitwalo gya $197. emitwalo 197 nga bagamba bagenda ku supplyinga government ya Uganda enkumbi ne obutimba bw'ensiri. Neera tubasaba wabeerayo omuntu yenna amanyiwe tusobola okufuna ono Ssekidde ajje atuyambe, ajje ku anti-corruption unit atuwe information tumunoonya fobufi bwebale. Kwami Ssekidde ze yabba ku kampuni eno ey'abana Kenya ziri emitwalo 19,700 eza dola bwebale. Twagala okusaba bannayuganda bonna okulaba nti beewala okwenyigira mu bikolwa nga bino, beeyongere constitution nga bwe natandise n'abagambye constitution etulagira ffenna okulwanisa enguzi n'obulyake. Tukwatagane wamu tulabe nti enkola nga zino tuzijja mu ggwanga lyaffe, kubanga abantu bano abaagala okuleeta ssente zaabwe mu Uganda ezo miliyoni kumpi eziwera miliyoni 5 eza dola singa zijja wano mu makubo amatuufu osanga gavumenti naye tufuna ku misolo, ate egyo gye misolo gavumenti gyekozesa okutereeza embeera y'abantu ba bulijjo. So tubasaba tukwatagane wamu tulabe nti ebintu nga bino ebikolwa nga bino tubirwanisa. Mwebalire ddala. Discussion is these fraudulent schemes by nationals against foreign nationals who purport to offer them lucrative government contracts which don't exist. The fraudsters behind these schemes purport to be acting on behalf of government ministries, departments or agencies, and in most cases they front themselves as members of a special contracts committee. So they will, for example, and the entities they always use is Parliament. So you will hear of a special contracts committee of Parliament. They've also used the ruling party. They have said the NRIM Special Contracts Committee. They have also said other instances they have presented themselves as the NRIM Presidential Initiative Projects Special Contracts Committee. So always they attribute themselves as the Special Contracts Committee of sorts. And they have not even been ashamed to purport to act as a Special Contracts Committee of the Office of the President. We think this is of concern. These are reputable institutions in our country, and fraudsters are using them and bringing them in disrepute. So these fraudsters go ahead and forge correspondences which show this is a correspondence from the Office of the President, this is a correspondence from NRIM, this is a correspondence from Parliament, and they also even go ahead and create fake websites that bear national symbols and logos, and they use these to hoodwink the unsuspecting potential investors that there exist these lucrative government contracts that they can apply for and that can be awarded to them, yet there is actually no such contract. Now, besides purporting to act for government, these fraudsters are also very smart. They use lawyers. So in the transaction, you will always find a lawyer juxtaposition with the fraudsters. So to give the investors comfort, they will tell the investor, we will not take your money directly. You pay the money through a law firm. We need you to take that money to a law firm to register a company, because to transact in Uganda, you need to have a Ugandan registered company. And that's how the fraud happens. So using a lawyer, in other places, lawyers are straight people. And once you put lawyers to them, they have some comfort, which then makes them feel the transaction is a legitimate one. They also use government premises. These fraudsters are very smart. For example, they will go to a place like Kingdom Kampala, which is a private building, but which has some government premises which are housed there. And they will hire a room in that premise and purport that that premise they have hired is part of a government facility. And we'll see it in a case whose details we are going to share. They also connive with bank officials because there are safeguards in this country. If someone who has not been receiving large sums of money suddenly receives $1 million in his personal accounts from a foreign jurisdiction, our anti-money laundering laws require certain procedures to immediately be kicked into action. The transaction should be reported as a suspicious transaction, and then the banks should flag it and probably stop that transaction until the person who is coming forth explains what that payment is for. What we see in some of the instances where we've investigated is that these people connive with some officials in the banks to circumvent the anti-money laundering requirements and procedures, and that's how this money, the investors end up losing this money they would want to invest here. As a unit, we think these scams, they are rampant. We've seen them. They not only tarnish the image of our country, but they affect our standing as a destination for foreign direct investment, and ultimately they undermine government's efforts towards the socio-economic transformation of this country. So His Excellency the President has been consistent in his efforts to tackle such vices and has established units like ours and others to ensure that such criminal activities are checked and those who are responsible are brought to book. And that is what we have been trying to do. And we'll give you some information on our efforts. Some of these scams have actually been escalated because when someone scams using the office of the president, the embassies have complained. They have personally complained to His Excellency the President, who has referred the matters to us to investigate. Other complaints have been channeled to us by our sister agency, the State House Investors Protection Unit, which His Excellency set up to try and address the challenges investors were finding when they come to invest in this country. Since most of these scams relate to fake procurements, the PPDA is also often contacted, the Public Procurement and Disposal Authority, and they have also referred to us a number of complaints which we're handling. And the foreign embassies, they mostly target people from Turkey, people from the United Arab Emirates, and the United States and Canada. So those embassies have also reached out and asked for our intervention in these scams. So over the past 2 years, we have intervened and collaborated in collaboration with the Criminal Investigations Directorate of CID, which has graciously given us the detectives who are sitting beside me and who work with us to investigate these scams, and with guidance from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. We have investigated several complaints, but I would like to give you just a few highlights of some of these cases, where an American company called KG Unlimited was defrauded of 2.2 billion Uganda shillings in a purported procurement of water plants for the Ministry of Agriculture. And this matter involved, this fraud was largely perpetrated through a law firm called Bloom Advocates. And this matter is in court. And one of the suspects in that case is Mr. Balonde David, who also happens to be a chairperson of the Kampala District Land Board. And some of these people leverage, some of these fraudsters leverage the other positions they have. For example, this gentleman has a government vehicle assigned to him with a police escort, which he uses. So when the investor is being received at the airport and is being received by our counterterrorism police with the government vehicle escorting him, it gives him that confidence that probably he's in the right transaction. Other cases include another one involving a South African company called Vateco Company Limited, which lost $1.4 million in a procurement, purported procurement to supply generators to the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. And this was reported to us in March 2024. We have other cases, like another one involving another Turkish company called Ganakuzu Construction Company, which lost 3.8 million US dollars in a procurement for a purported procurement to construct hospitals across the country, purportedly under the NRM Special Contracts Committee. Another South African company, Air Options Pty Limited, lost 1.7 million US dollars, which is about 3.6 billion, in a fake procurement to supply and install air conditioners for the Ministry of Local Government. Another South African company, Tecmo Automation Limited, lost about 410,000 US dollars to supply fuel and lubricants to the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. So the cases are many and more. Another one involving a Turkish company involved theft of 28 containers of fertilizers, which were valued at about 540,000 US dollars. And this was stolen from a Turkish company called Kenderam Fertilizers Limited. And this was perpetrated again by citizens of this country. We have our neighbors from across the East African community have not been spared. A Kenyan company, Sadari Limited, lost 197,000 US dollars. And this fraud was perpetrated by a gentleman called Sechide Ruvoa Godfrey. And Sechide presented himself as a major general in the UPDF. And they purported that this company was going to supply hand hose and mosquito nets to the government of Uganda. So maybe our colleagues can show you the extent these people will go. The extent these people will go to. So you can see Sechi Deruvoa there in full military attire. He has never been an officer of the UPDF. And the other picture where he is, where we arrested him, he skipped bond and is on the run. So we are actively looking for that Sechide, and efforts are ongoing.
Okay. My name is Furkan Gümran. I am owner of the Series Blue company. I'm from Turkey and a businessman in Dubai. So I came here to make a deal, a big deal for AW. I'm manufacturing in Dubai. So I received invitation later and procurement order. In the procurement order is mentioning Uganda Energy Ministry, and later is officially look like correct. I mean, I couldn't find any fault in stamp, sign, işte writing, official writings. Then we spoke around 3 weeks. Yani everything was normal, everything was professional. Even one time I didn't suspicious until I came here. Then I planned to come to here. I applied my visa and I booked a ticket. And after 1 week, I came to Uganda to finalize the deal. After that, I was suspicious because their action was not correct to me. I mean, yani if you're professional, you cannot act like that. You cannot wait me like that. And we can, for example, we will meet on Monday, and he put it on Tuesday, and he said at first before we come here, we will meet in parliamentary buildings. Then they said to me, we will meet another building, not a government. Anyway, I came here and I asked my friend to help me. Thank you for him because he introduced me some person here, Mr. Henry, and I asked him, this document is scam or not. He said, this document is scam and we wanted to help you. Then we organized with the police. They said to me, please Furkan, be confident, we will support you. No one do something to you, we will follow you. And that day, police was with me and was looking at my hotel. Then the person who wanted to me deal as a fake picked me up a hotel, and we went to some places like a plaza. At the same time, police was following me. Also, I was messaged to police. I'm going this building, this floor. Anyway, we went to the conference room, like that, sorry, meeting room, and we discussed about my items, how to provide, and they asked me, how can we try, can you provide it, you don't have enough experience, like that. He started to good to me, and I don't know what is the, he wanted to impress me. I explain everything, I can do it, no problem, it is my job, like that. And end of the meeting, they asked me, Mr. Furkan, if you want to make deal with the Uganda government, you have to register in Uganda government, and you have to register 2 years, and you have to give this money. After you give me this money, same day you will get exit order, and we will start the transaction. Then the police went into the room, and they arrested. Yani I hope, yani I didn't give any money until so far, because they act very professional. Yani everything's in this, especially documentation, email, fake website, even invitation letter, everything was correct. Like even the government stamp. Yani it was very professional. But finally, because of the Mr. Henry and his colleagues, I didn't lose anything.
Thank you.